Welcome to the Hear You Out podcast, where every opinion is heard and never judged. Topics that most dance around, lie about, or just flat out avoid are discussed right here. Your host, Jesus, gives all viewpoints, no filter, just old school talk that most only have behind closed doors. If you want to listen but not be told what to believe or how to feel, have a seat. Get comfortable and welcome home. Get ready for the roller coaster and get your popcorn ready. Because this will get heated.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Hear You Out podcast. We're back. It's another day, another time. That's right. I am excited to have my boys with me here, June and Gabe. What's up, fellas? How we feeling?
Good, man. Good. Glad to be back.
It's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited to be back.
Gabe looking fresh today with that hat. Look at that. I see you. We see that we
I know.
trying to get to
Listen,
your level right now, man.
that as well,
That's
and
it.
like people, I'm not trying to show that because I see a lot. I pick my hair. It's because I don't know why I do it, but it happens. So I'm not gonna pick my hair this time.
So people won't complain about it. So it's all right. Don't worry about it, man. Listen, we on the show. We trying to be lax. We're trying to have some fun. June's a little green and blurry in the background over there. Gabe and me, I was having some crazy technical difficulties. So I want to first and foremost apologize. We were supposed to be starting about 30 minutes ago. Camera wouldn't work. I'm not an IT person, so it sure as heck took me a whole heck of a lot of time. Audia, Isabel, yep. Look at those three amazing men. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. We're gonna have some fun today. Today we're gonna discuss a little bit about the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm sure June and I are probably gonna have a good old time with that. And then we're then gonna talk about hip hop and what age is a good age for our kids to be allowed to listen to hip hop. When I say hip hop, I mean the Eminems of the world. Tech 69. If I'm saying his name right, my apologies if I'm dating myself. I don't even know. I don't know. Takashi, is it Takashi 69 or something
like
like that?
No. That's not what you. Ain't no way. You
Go
call
back.
It,
He
like,
said Tech 60.
I don't know. Like I'm dating myself. So this was gonna make it fun. We're gonna have a good old time.
Oh, this is fun.
So let's go ahead and let's have some fun with this. So June, first and foremost, I'm gonna give you the floor first because I know that's all you cared about in the Super Bowl. You don't care anything about the game. To you, I think I read something that you have put where it's like, oh, I heard there's a football game going on for the halftime show or something like that. Like,
Right. Just
so
I'm having fun with it, man. I mean, people who know me know that I'm a huge Eminem fan. So the fact that he was performing, it was a big deal for me. Me being a fan.
okay.
I'm also a big fan of Dre and Snoop, but it was just it's just different when you're a fan of a specific artist and he's actually going to perform in one of the biggest stages in the world.
Yep.
So that was huge. That was huge for me, being a fan. So
What you think about the performance though? Come on, man. Tell us
I
what you
mean,
thought
I think
about the
what do you want me to
performance.
tell you? I mean, I did expect him to do not other songs, but more songs. But understandably, it wasn't his concert.
Mhm.
And I expected another song, at least, 2 or 3 songs, but they only had a limited amount of time. So, and they all had to have their little shine. So, I was happy with it. I was happy with it. He sent the message, and I was happy with the message and the way he did it. And yeah, I was very content. And I considering it was the first hip hop event at the Super Bowl, I think they did an amazing job, and hopefully there's more to come.
Okay.
You
Gabe,
know?
did you watch the halftime show?
Oh, I watched the whole game
Okay.
and the halftime show, and I thought it was dope. Very different compared to what we usually get.
Yeah.
Seeing Eminem on there was pretty cool. Snoop Dogg, that man gets gigs after gigs.
He
What a
does. He
le-
does. I think he did the Puppy Bowl a little bit earlier than that, before that halftime show
yeah,
also. So
that
he was
man,
everywhere. Yep.
he knows how to get himself a job. But yeah, I thought it was dope. Again, hoping it was a little longer. If the music was so good, I
Yeah.
was wanted it to be a little longer, but it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Okay. I'm up. Um, I was actually, and by the way, Audia just came out and said I love the halftime show. I love the performers. Like I am a big Eminem guy. I'm a big Dre guy. I'm a semi big Snoop guy. Kendrick Lamar, I like 50. I'm not a big fan of at all. But everybody else I kind of am a fan of. But I was disappointed. Being
Okay.
honest with you, like I left. I felt that the energy wasn't there until Eminem
What?
showed up. Until Eminem showed up, I was
I can see
extremely
that.
disappointed.
I
I was extremely disappointed.
disagree.
Mary J, who I'm like, that's my like man, like I rock with her all day, every day. And for me, it just yeah, I felt that she could have had a lot more energy. Dre, I mean Snoop has one style in my opinion. There's one style of Snoop. So you can't really expect for him to like go like, this crazy extreme energy because that's not his style. Snoop is smooth. That's the way he's always been. He's been a smooth guy. But when it comes to Dre, I was like I said, I was left wanting more. Mary J, maybe it's because for her they didn't give her more. If they would have given her more, maybe I would have felt better about it. Again, they only have 15 minutes. So you have such a small time to build up that energy and knock that performance out the park. That's for me where I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel the energy kicked in until M showed up. When M
So
showed up, then all of a sudden it kicked into
Yeah,
gear.
I can see that.
the thing is, go ahead.
No, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I can see where you're coming from with the energy. It took a little while. I don't know.
I personally think that I love Mary, and I personally think that, and I said this to my wife when I was watching. She had an amazing show, amazing performance. I'm not, it's Mary, bro. I mean, what more can I
Yeah,
say?
definitely, definitely.
But I felt that she didn't fit with that. She didn't fit there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
She didn't fit with that.
okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? She didn't fit with them in that performance. She
Mhm.
deserved her own set. If they're gonna give her a set, let her perform her own. She deserved her own thing. I just felt that they could have replaced her with another female
Hip
hip
hop.
hop artist.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
She's R&B, so
Okay.
and I guess they wanted to just I mean the whole Super Bowl, all the performances, it was a message being sent. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that the song that she played, the normal drama, it fit perfect in this climate that we in.
Yep.
I
You know what I'm
do
saying?
wish. I do
Yeah.
wish if they were gonna let her go, and perform. I feel like she should have kicked it off, and then it go into everything else. Because I feel like her in the middle, she's already surrounded. What, it was Dre and Snoop that started it off. Then after her, it was like, or was it
It
before
was
her,
50.
50?
Then
And
it was
then
50. Then
yeah, and then
her.
so like it was just an awkward spot to put her in. If she
She didn't.
starts off, she kills it in the beginning, and then that's when everybody else comes in.
They could
So
have
Yeah.
I get it
replaced her
was
with
for Dre. I get it was like what, it was Dre Day or something. It was Dr. Dre basically.
Dre
Yeah,
Day.
it
But
was
Yeah,
a West
still
Coast.
Dre.
The Super Bowl
yeah,
was in the West Coast. Dre's a West Coast guy. It was it was about him. 100%, no doubt about it. He paid, I think, over $8 million to do
yeah.
this. So I mean,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. This was about Dre. But I would have, me personally, and I hate this because it's gonna come off as like I'm hating, and I'm truly not hating because these are people I'm true fans of. But I first of all would have liked to see. I would have preferred not to have 50 on there.
Mm,
You take 50 set out,
I don't
and
know.
then you could have done Mary J another set, or you could have brought on M a little bit earlier.
Understand that
That
this is
changes
about
the
Dre.
entire that yeah, but this changes the entire complex. But Dre wasn't the one that found 50, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was M that found 50.
No. So, I mean, if you want a backstory, I could give you a quick backstory.
Well,
But
whenever he says quick, everybody, just so you know, that usually means sit down, grab a cup of coffee because it's gonna take a little bit. But yeah, go ahead, give us that
so
backstory.
basically,
Let me get
basically,
water.
get 2 bottles. So I like this. This is a fun topic. So basically, real quick, um, 50 Cent was part of. He was found, and the thing is that um, Jimmy Iovine, who runs Interscope, um, Aftermath is run by Dr. Dre, and then Eminem. Them three people, they didn't know what to do with 50 Cent simply because of his style. Nobody knew what to do with him. So basically, Eminem took him under his wing. That's pretty much what it was. So since Eminem took him under his wing, it was like a by default, he was under Dr. Dre's wing. If you understand what I'm saying.
He was on the Dr. Dre's wing, but what I'm saying, you could correct me wrong because you know more about this than I do.
No, no, go ahead.
But if I remember correctly, M was the one that really helped get him on the map. Obviously, this is all under Dre. Dre is like the head of it all, right? But M is kind of
Yeah.
the one that put 50 on, and then he took off, if I remember
Right.
correctly.
Right. Because
So
he
that's what
took
I'm saying. So, but that's what
Eminem
I'm
took him under his wing.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. In this thing, 50 didn't have to necessarily be on this
Not
because
true.
50 to me is more of a reflection on M than he is on Dre.
And the fact that I feel like you know what? Now that you saying that, I feel
I
like
don't know.
Eminem definitely deserved to be on there more.
He could have, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you take 50 out and you
Everybody
bring
that
M
was there
earlier,
has a connection with Dr. Dre.
of
So
course,
that's
but you have
why
to give it.
no, this
That's
is
a
what I'm saying.
given. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why meaning from Beats from being signed under him. So that's why if 50 wasn't gonna be there, it just felt weird. Because it's
Why?
always
I don't think so.
because if you go back to the early 2003, 2004, it was pretty much Dre, Eminem, and Fifth all the
50,
time.
50 had about two, if I'm not mistaken, 2 to 3 good years. He had a 2 to 3 year run.
I've always been a fan of 50, so I can't.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But he had, but as
Yeah.
far as sales wise, album sales, 2 to 3 year run,
Oh, I mean,
right? If I'm not mistaken,
as far as sales, I would
Dre.
say I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So then, okay,
You can't compare that to Dre
Dre,
because
exactly. M,
Dre had four generations of hip hop. He started with NWA. He blew up
mhm.
with NWA.
Yes,
You know what I'm
but this is
saying?
what I'm trying
Then
to say to you. But this is what I'm trying to say to you is you look at the people that were there, minus Kendrick Lamar, because I don't think Kendrick Lamar's there yet. But we had M, we had Dre, we had Snoop, we had Mary J. I'm sorry, but 50 Cent is not at any of their levels. He had a 3 year run. I'll give you that. He had a 3 year run, but at no point do I feel that he is a
so
top
if
seven, top
if
like
we
I
look
know.
if we're looking at him as a complete artist, okay,
Yeah,
I can see where you're saying that. But we're talking
that's what I mean.
about
Yeah,
look at the songs that they played.
yeah.
If
The
you look
R and
at
B
the
songs, the
song,
R&B songs. Yeah.
no, the song that 50 played, that go
Okay. Yeah, you go
shorty.
short his
It's
birthday. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like that song, the reach that
Hey,
song
Kendrick
had.
killed it. Kendrick killed it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I know what you're talking
Kendrick is a
about. I
lyrical
think
beast.
Kendrick did pretty good. I think Kendrick did
Kendrick
all right.
Kendrick is very underrated as a rapper.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people don't respect him as a lyricist, but that's a different conversation. What I'm saying is, look at the songs that were played. Don't look at the fact that it's 50 Cent. If you look at the song,
I
that
don't
song
know.
had reach. The reach that song had, the sales that song had. That song is what put him over the map.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely. No,
saying?
I get that 100%. Yeah,
So
100%.
that's why they're gonna play that song. That's the song.
But you're telling me that M didn't have a second song that probably still did better than that one?
It would have been so much.
Eminem.
FM,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the perfect song for him to play.
Okay,
Knees
but
weak,
couldn't they have done
arms
a second
spaghetti.
song of M?
Oh no, he had no. M could have had 5 or 6
That's
songs.
my point, June.
But what
That's
I'm
my
saying
point.
is, for the message that they were sending out, that's the perfect song for it.
Bro, I don't know. I think knees weak, arms are heavy. Vamos for already, mom's
No,
spaghetti.
no,
I
no,
think
no,
that
no,
would
no, no.
no.
If you
Listen,
look,
I'm
oh,
just
go
saying.
ahead.
Look, I'm just saying. I think that would have been a great song for him to finish on. I wanted him to start on something because that's such a meme song. At least for my, I like to meme to joke around with friends and like just stop. He making what is it? I'm gonna go get mom's spaghetti. I just mess around with some
By the way,
friends saying it.
Isabel
But
says, I see growth in 50. So did I, Isabel. He looked like me wearing a tank top. So just want to put that out there. I saw a lot of growth in him also.
Yeah,
He
bro. I
looked
don't
just like
know,
me.
bro.
It is not a pleasant picture.
That upside down. I don't know who you trying to be like Spider-Man. I don't know what he was trying to do, bro. But
listen,
that
leave my boy alone.
the
I mean, he
struggle,
didn't. He
bro.
should.
The struggle.
I do think though.
Yeah.
It would have been there would have been a lot more hype if we would have heard Eminem another song from M.
That's what I'm trying to get at
So
is like I will always
I'm
own
trying to
this.
think.
As much as I don't like 50, as much as I don't like 50, his music is very catchy. Like there's just no way around it. It's like I will sometimes hear something and I'm bopping to it as much as I don't want to bop to it. So I will give you that. But my problem was in watching the halftime show, the energy didn't kick in until M was there. So I would have liked to see M be there sooner or give Mary J another shot, give her a second song where she could have been able to boost up the energy because Mary J, like that one hit me in the heart because listen, growing up, Mary J was one of the top for me growing up.
No more pain. No more pain. That's my shit. No more drama in
But
my
I mean,
life.
I
Oh, my
liked
bad.
it.
I don't want to get copywritten.
I love the halftime the halftime show. You guys didn't hear that? No voice crack.
Yep.
But I definitely
Oh.
agree. Like what you guys, what you're saying is Eminem would have definitely made more of an impact if with another song compared to
I think
50's.
I think that um the reason they played that song again, if you listen to that song, the song based off 8 Mile, I mean, it has a message in it, and I think based off the climate that we are in, it was
Yeah.
again as a collective, they were sending a message. They were sending
The
a message.
message,
So
but I'm talking about the, message is great. But I'm just
The,
talking like,
look,
and I,
they could have sent them. They could have sent plenty of messages. They could have sent the message of having, look, me and M are the ones that built this. We built this. We are what this is all about. 50 came in. Yes, we appreciate what 50 did, but even if 50 hadn't come in, they still had an empire. They still
yeah,
were. They still were smoking with a hill,
I
in my opinion.
me being a hip hop fan, I think that and knowing the history between them three, I think it would have felt weird not seeing 50 Cent there, and that would have been the talk. Not with us, but in general, like in the media, that would have been the talk. Wow, it's so weird that
Really?
50 wasn't there. I
I
110%.
don't think so. I don't
No?
think
I
so.
was shocked that he was
Okay.
there, and
I
from
know
what
he
I'm
was. I
seeing,
know. I know. I told my
and
wife. I told my
from
wife.
from what I was seeing on Twitter, I can't say Facebook because I don't do Facebook much, but on Twitter, a lot of people were shocked that 50 was there. A lot of people were shocked.
Yeah, like I
I
don't get me
told my
again. I
wife. I
like
was like,
50.
I 50's gonna be there. She goes, "Why you say that?" I was like, "He has to be there." It wouldn't feel because of the collective and the relationship that they have, and the way they grew up in a sense in the hip hop game. Well, 50, not Dre, aside from Dre, but Eminem.
Yeah, yeah,
Eminem came out in 99, 2000. Dre came out in not Dre. 50 came out in 2003. So
yep.
they pretty much grew up in the hip hop game together. So
So
the
I
relationship that they have and everything, and the fact that 50
I would
Eminem
be
took a
100% with you again if this was a tribute to M. I would have been 100% with you
uh-huh.
because they were in the same timeline, those two.
right,
But
and Dre
the
is involved in that.
yes, but the
So
connection with Dre to me is more of a reach than the connection with M. And if
nah,
you, I'm just telling you, I grew up in
okay,
that same time with you. I grew up in that same time with you. And growing up, yes, at that time it was M and it was 50 doing the music. Dre, I think, had that one album come out. What is it? Forget About Dre or whatever it is that that came out during that time frame.
you talking
Forgot
about
about
Dr. Dre,
Dre. Yeah. During
the
that, like in
Chronic,
the two
the
thousands.
Chronic,
I
the
think it was a
Chronic,
Chronic or
the
something. Yeah,
Chronic
yeah.
2000.
He did.
Yeah,
He came out with that. But other than that, like he was doing back end stuff. That's my point. If we're talking about when they were hitting the market, 50 and M were on the same timeline, whereas Dre was already towards the end of his career. M
yeah,
and
and
50
Eminem,
peaked at the right time.
saved Dre's career.
Hmm.
So Eminem saved 50. Eminem saved Dr. Dre's career, and then 50. Eminem paid it forward by putting Dr. 50 Cent under his wing.
I hate that I'm going to ask for story time here because you scare me with story time. But when you use that term that
I'll keep
M
it. I'll keep
saved
it. I'll
Dr.
keep it
Dre,
low.
yeah, well, what do you mean that he saved Dr. Dre's
You really
career?
want me to
Dr.
get
Dre
into
had a
this?
career. I'm just saying he
Okay.
did have a
Okay.
career though. But let
So
me hear it.
his career was about to end. Dr. Dre. Basically, nobody wanted to f with Dr. Dre because he was signing a white boy. Nobody wanted to
Oh
hear.
yeah, I heard about that.
Nobody wanted to. Nobody wanted to. Because so basically, Dr.
So
Dre
wait. So he saved his career, but he also almost killed his career. So had he not tried to sign M, would his career been in jeopardy?
this is before Aftermath. Aftermath is the record label that Dr. Dre built. So Dr.
Okay.
Dre, he had, he got Eminem's album or whatever CD, and then through Jimmy Iovine, and what Jimmy Iovine is the big dog. So what happened is like, okay, we're gonna try to see what we could do with this guy, right? So 50 Cent, Dr. Dre got the album, whatever. He heard some songs. He said, "Dad, this guy's crazy. His lyrical content is crazy, but let me see what I could do with this guy." Apparently, Dr. Dre didn't know that he was a white boy. So Dr. Dre flew him out to LA. He was a white boy, right? So he's shopping now. Dr. Dre is shopping around to see what he can do with this guy. Nobody
Hmm.
wanted to deal with Dr. Dre. Why? Simply because Eminem was a white boy. So Dr. Dre took a shot, and what he did is he put up all the money. He put up all his money, his last dime that he had. He put all the marbles on the table. He built Aftermath, and he built it on pretty much Eminem's back.
Sure, yeah.
And then he
But I guess
saved.
what confused me is when you say that he saved his career. But had he not even considered signing Eminem, was his career in jeopardy then also? Or
And
you're just
career in
saying
jeopardy, as in he wasn't doing nothing. Like he was,
Okay.
it was
Okay,
a
okay,
while
okay.
before
I got you.
like he
I
was
follow you,
pretty
man.
much, he was done. He was depressed, going off of the stories that Eminem and Dr. Dre have told. He was depressed. There was nothing for him left. There was nothing left for him. He lost, Tupac had died. You know what I'm saying? The relationship with Tupac that he had, it was like when Tupac died, Dr. Dre didn't have, like, him and Tupac clashed. So
Sure.
he didn't get to mend that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Dre's son had died in a car accident. Like, Dr. Dre went through it all. So again, depression, anxiety, he was going through it.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I mean by Eminem saved his life. So
Okay, I follow you now.
saved his
I
career
follow you.
/ life. So
I follow you.
what did Eminem do? Eminem, Dr. Dre didn't know what to do with 50 Cent, so he paid it forward by putting 50 Cent under his wing.
Yeah, and I mean I agree with what Adia's saying with the 50 Cent music. It's dope. I can't say I don't like 50 Cent because I like his music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about, like, I'm pretty sure you're saying the same thing with me, that I mean, me personally, like, thinking about it now, Eminem getting another song in there would have been a lot
I'm
bigger
just
than
trying to
50
think. I don't know
Cent.
what other song he would have played, because that, to go with the Super Bowl and to go with the climate that we in, with the I don't know what song he could have played, because
You know,
most
to
of
be
his,
honest, when I saw him get on stage, I thought we were gonna see a little bit of Rihanna. That song he made with Rihanna, I was thinking that was gonna happen.
Well, Rihanna pregnant. She not
I
trying
know.
to
I mean, I
deal
realized
with that
that
right now. But
I don't pay. That's how you can tell I don't pay attention to whatever goes on.
but I want to touch on something here, and I know I'm gonna sound really insensitive, but I think this is also part of the reason why I don't. People are gonna wonder what makes me not a fan of 50. I think 50, he contradicts himself a lot, which bothers me. So it is, Audio puts out here, I'm all about rapper stories. So 50 having been shot up and on his deathbed made me want to hear his music. Yeah, that to me was, was an interesting story. What bothered me was then he comes back and then he tries to claim to be this gangster rapper and all of this stuff. He talks about getting shot, but he conveniently leaves out the fact about how he snitched after he got shot on the people that that went after him and shot him. So that to me is and then you're gonna criticize other rappers for making R&B music. You literally ruined the rapper's career for making so much R&B music. But then that's exactly what you do.
we're
All of
talking
your
about Ja
biggest
Rule.
hits, all of the biggest hits that he had, 50 Cent had, the majority of them were R&B. If you take a look at sales wise, when I say hits, I'm talking about sales wise numbers, overall money that
R&B,
he's made. And
50
so,
Cent.
so to me, he's contradicted himself on multiple occasions. That's where my issue is. It's never been that fact that he doesn't make good music. The dude makes good music. I can't ever take that away from him. But I just don't like the living contradiction of you claim to be hood, you claim to be ghetto and a thug and all of this, but you snitch. But then on top of that, you get on other rappers because they're making R&B music. And then what do? Then you go and do the exact same thing. I mean,
So,
Candy Shop, you're literally singing. He's singing on Candy Shop. He's
but
singing on
yeah,
that track.
the lyrical content on there though. So, but I got you. I got you. I see what you're saying. But let's go back to the snitching thing. So let's just clear this up real quick. So if we do talking about Ja Rule, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, yeah, they said that he snitched, and they said that. I mean, we don't know if that's true. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if that's true. We don't know if he did or he didn't. This is what they're saying. Basic story. Again, quick hip hop story.
Uh-oh. Story time.
Y'all got some water? Real
I'm
quick.
out. I think I'm out from the last one.
This one will be quick, I promise. Ja Rule never liked 50 Cent.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris, by the way.
Ja Rule never liked 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Ja Rule apparently stopped 50 Cent, and then that's how the beef started. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
Ja
more
Rule.
backstory.
You said wait. You're saying Ja Rule started the beef?
No, Ja Rule. Somebody from Ja Rule's camp.
No.
Stop 50 Cent.
Okay. This is the one thing, your hip hop. The one thing I will strongly suggest is double check your research on this one. The whole point of 50 Cent going after Ja Rule was specifically planned because at that time when 50 Cent was coming out with his album, Ja Rule was number one.
Their beef was way before that.
Yes, way before that. But what I'm saying is this was all planned. This was all planned because he wanted that number one spot. So to get the number one spot, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go ahead and go after the number one guy. And Ja Rule, the fool that he was, he let it get to his head. He tried to change up his music and go back to the hardcore stuff instead of just sticking to us making you your money, and that ruined his career at the end of the day.
But what I'm saying is, well, let's be realistic here. Eminem ruined Ja Rule's career. if we wanna get technical, but fine, because Eminem jumped in the beef also,
Yeah, he
which
did. He did. But 50's attacks were just relentless. Relentless,
absolutely.
dude.
But this is what I'm saying. The beef
Yeah.
started way before 50 Cent got signed.
Mhm.
Way before 50 Cent got signed, because again, they apparently
Yes, the
knew
beef
each
started,
other.
but it wasn't career threatening beef
No,
until
because 50 Cent wasn't signed. So when 50 Cent got signed, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
That's
When
my
50 Cent
point.
got
Yeah.
signed, 50 Cent is like, okay, I'm signed now. Let me
Hmm.
go at this guy's head.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why is he gonna
Yep.
go at this guy's head? Because of the beef they had prior. But what I'm saying is, in reference to snitching and all that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Basically,
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Gabby.
I don't know. I don't know who snitched. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They had apparently court papers and all. But anyways, that's neither here or there. I don't
He
know.
ratted. He ratted.
No,
It's
we
all
don't know
right.
that. We don't know
It's all right.
that. If
I
he
don't have a
did,
problem.
if he
You want
did,
if you're gonna rat, it's okay to rat,
but
but
we
then
don't know if
don't
he
claim
did.
to
If he
be. But
allegedly,
don't claim to be a gangster if you're gonna rat. That's my
we
only
don't
thing.
know. We don't know if he did though.
It's okay to rat because you know what? You were afraid for your life. I will be afraid for my life too if I get shot at.
I don't
I
know.
might have to do a little bit of snitching, but I don't claim to be a thug or a gangster. Like that's not me.
Eminem,
I'm not that
Eminem,
person.
50 Cent did his time, and he did his things. I don't know if he snitched. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not
I
gonna
mean, yeah,
speak
I
on
get it.
that.
I get it. You don't want to believe he snitched. I respect that.
No, I don't know
That's
if
your
he
man.
did.
That's your
I can't,
man.
I
I
can't, I
respect
can't.
that.
I got. Listen, I got an autograph CD from him. I got a picture
There
with
you
him.
go. You see
I
what I'm
gotta
saying?
look
It tugs
out.
at your heart. It tugs at your heart. I feel you. I feel you.
I don't
But
know if he snitched, but all I'm saying is that Ja Rule don't want it.
Ja Rule did want it, and that's the
He don't
problem. He
want it.
wanted
Ja
it, and he
Rule,
couldn't handle it.
he
He
couldn't
wanted it,
handle
and
it,
he couldn't
bro.
handle it.
His nursery rhymes
Ja
couldn't
Rule
handle it,
needed
bro.
Ja Rule needed Fat Joe and Jadakiss to help him out at the end of the day to get to kind of even bounce back a little bit. That's what he needed.
Them
So
nursery rhymes wasn't gonna get Ja Rule too far in this rap beef, bro.
stop it.
All right, let's go. Next
All
topic.
right. We're gonna hit a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a good conversation. I got a couple
I like
parents over
it.
here. It looks like in our group chat, and I think this is really good conversation we're gonna have next, which is at what age is a good age for your kids to start listening to hip hop, specifically the Eminems of the world, and all these other hip hop artists. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because this one I have a feeling is gonna really, really get interesting.
And I'm gonna show up upside down like 50 Cent like this in the next thing, okay?
Oh no.
Oh,
Just
please
stop.
don't.
Nah?
Just stop.
All right,
We'll
cool.
go to break on that one.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Hear You Out podcast isn't done yet, but bills need to be paid. So we'll be right back. Don't you dare leave.
Hey, it's Izzy from Mom and Pop Scent Shop, where we offer a safe alternative to candles through wax and warmers that provide long-lasting fragrances minus the flame, soot, smoke, and toxins. Our warmers are backed by a lifetime warranty against electrical and manufacturer defects, and our wax is like no other. The best part? You can get most of our products for free and half price. Just ask me how. 863-257-8818. But don't take my word for it. Here's Ashley.
Scentsi's wax warmers are so cute. There's literally something for everyone, and their wax bars last longer than any other brand I've tried.
Hey, it's Gigi with Gigi's Customs, where you can get your t-shirts, tote bags, budget binders, cups, and notebooks customized any way you'd like them. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. You can find me at Gigi's Customs on Facebook, spelled GIGI''S Customs, or contact me through my email, gabby'scricket@gmail.com. spelled GABBYSCRICUT@gmail.com.
Right, and we're back now. Gigi's Customs. If you look at what Gabe is rocking right now, listen, super talented. I gotta place my order in for a hoodie also because I mean the talent is just amazing. Where you could get hoodies, you can get sweatpants, you could get shirts, anything you name it. She got you. She absolutely got you. And then on the other side, the Scentsy side of it. Listen, there's nothing wrong with getting your lady some nice smell goods. She will love you for it. I promise you she would. My house, all of a sudden, at first we didn't have none of that. It was just spraying Lysol and all that other stuff. Nope, not anymore. Now my house, we got candles, we got all that. Look at Gabe, he's showing it. He's showing it right there as well. Make sure you hit them up. It is completely worth it. I would not put my name on it if I didn't think it was worth it. So make sure you all go and check it out. All right. So June, I always like to give you the floor first. because I always hope that you say something controversial.
You need to put me on the spot. It's all good, though.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
When it comes to hip hop, you got a son. Your son is getting older now. First of all, does your son currently listen to hip hop?
Yes.
Eminem.
Yes. Clean.
Eminem clean. That's very difficult because there's not very much cleaning to do. I mean, half the song is probably scratched out.
Let me correct that.
Okay.
The songs I have of Eminem are not clean, but I know what songs to pick for him to hear, if that makes sense. There's specific songs that I'm not gonna have him hear that I know. I mean, he's gonna be 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? Does my son there's sometimes curses in these songs, but he understands that that's not something for him to say. That's not something for him to repeat. He's been listening to hip hop since he can talk. Because that's what I listen to a lot. You know what I'm saying? In the car, when I'm driving around, when I'm at home chilling, sometimes I put old school hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I put, Tupac, Biggie. I put some Nas. I put some, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? There is curse words in these, but he understands from a baby, he understands that there's certain words that you don't repeat and there's certain words that you don't say because there's consequences that comes with saying these words. So that's where I'm at with it. And to this day, yeah, like when I drop him off in the morning, yeah, we listen to hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's my son. I can tell that my son's going to be a hip hop head. I can see it. I can feel it because of the way he is and the way he asks for it. You know, so he asks for specific songs. Okay. You know, he loves Drake. So
yeah, I mean, Drake isn't as bad.
No. I'm just saying it's hip hop. But I'm saying hip hop in general. Now we're gonna talk about Eminem. Does he listen to Eminem every day? Absolutely not, because I don't just throw it on every day. But when he does listen to it, yeah, he sings along and stuff and certain songs and yeah, rap God. He likes Eminem rapping fast and he tries to mimic it. You know. Okay. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. And do I have no? I've been open with my son, and again, there's consequences to you saying certain things. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you use it in the right context, in a certain context.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Gabe, you don't have any kids yet, but when that time does come, what about you? Careful. Family members might be listening to you right now.
He gonna plead the fifth.
Are you muted? I think you're muted. Something up with your mic.
Oh, yeah, I'm muted. My fault. I was, anyways.
Perfect timing.
It's hard to say because like you guys were saying, there's some music that is like very inappropriate, but like there's also, it's not only hip hop that's like that. Like what is it? I forgot. Harry Styles. He has a song, that Watermelon song. So it's yeah, and it's so it's not really, it's not only that genre, but it does come down to like what it is. It's weird because I grew up listening to it. I had to make up my own type of words to get away from saying those bad words.
Yeah, I know that. I know what you mean. Yep.
But it comes down to, I guess, the parenting at the end of the day, because like if music, there's a lot of good music and sometimes the music has things that it shouldn't have, but there's a good message behind a lot of music and it helps a lot of people, so I don't see an issue with it too much, just on how your kid's gonna go on with it. Like, to me, I know a lot of people are gonna get mad at me when I say this, but a curse word is used, it's bad if you use it against in an insult. Anything can be an insult, but a curse word, it's like what, like the B word, it's a female dog in the dictionary. Like, why? So it's like, I get why if the kid is saying it and he's not calling somebody it, he's not the one that wrote the song. So it just comes down to how he ends up growing. And if you're a good parent, you get, like my mama, I think I'm a good boy. She did it.
I used look at that. You think you're a good boy.
He said, my mama. That's so cute.
I grew up with that. I used to jam in the back of my mom's car with it. And I mean, so it just comes down to like who the parents are and like what it comes. And
do you remember the first Eminem song you heard?
What is it? The one he was singing about his mom, and like I think it was like
yeah.
Oh, so yeah, you were already Eminem. You heard Eminem when he was getting calmer.
That's a late bloomer.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
started figuring out more of his music when I became a big
Yeah, a
boy.
little bit older.
Yeah. So, but
Okay.
it's just come down. I feel like it comes down big time to the parents.
I mean, I have a daughter, 9 years old. My son is 8 months. I mean, no, my daughter, I will listen to hip hop, but before when she's gonna get in the car with me, mm, no, it doesn't happen. I changed that music very quick. She has her own playlist on Apple. She has her own playlist on Spotify. And yeah, like I'm just not, especially with my daughter, the mindset is, trying to protect her because some of these hip hop artists, not just Eminem, the derogatory things they talk about women and they say about that, like my daughter's at that age where she asks a lot of questions, right? And I'm at some point, yes, there's gonna be a time where she will listen to those things and she will know, and that's perfectly fine. But while I can, I'm going to enjoy these young moments where she doesn't have the full understanding just yet, right? That's just me. That's the way that I like to go ahead and do things. With my son, am I probably going to be different, which is not fair. I know that before you all in the comments kill me. Yeah.
I was
And,
waiting
and
for it.
yeah, and but you know what? I'm not going to sit here and lie and be two-faced about it,
No, I
right? Like
respect it.
I'm
I
going to say
respect
it
it.
like I feel like I have to, put my daughter like in a little bubble and, protect her from this evil world,
Oh, especially yeah.
with my
Daddy's
son,
girl, man.
I want to teach my son how to protect his sister in this evil world. That's my
I
thought
respect
process.
it. Yeah, I mean, especially nowadays, man. So
So, okay, so June, right? So let's say, for example, let's say you have a daughter down the line,
Mhm.
right? And your son and daughter are in the car,
Mhm.
and I can't remember the name of the song, but there's this one Eminem song that sticks out in my head, the one where he kills his wife,
That's
and he
It's
slices her
called
throat.
Kim. It's called Kim.
You can hear the throat getting slashed, and
Yeah.
they're in the back of the truck, and hey, daddy, where we're going, blah blah blah, whatever. They're driving and everything. Like, first of all, has your son heard that song?
No, he hasn't heard that. See, that's what I'm saying. There's certain songs that I know of Eminem that I'm
hmm
not gonna
Hmm,
let my
hmm.
son listen to. That's something that because I know he's gonna have a lot of questions, and
Sure.
how am I gonna explain that to an 8-year-old? You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
explain that to not even an
No,
8-year-old.
I'm just saying, like
It's just
when he's older,
no, yeah,
when
but
he's
you don't want to put that in their
13,
mind, especially at that age.
when he's
Yeah.
That's
13, 14, I will, if he wants to listen to it, sure, and I'll sit there
Sure.
and because he'll have more comprehension and more understanding. Okay, this is not real. This is just a story that he created in his head because he really didn't like his wife, so doesn't like
But
his wife. So
but that's where and I think episode one we talked about this, right? Where like there's some truth to what he says. Obviously, he didn't kill his
yeah.
wife.
I don't know.
He,
I don't.
I don't think he killed his wife, but I think that thoughts went through his mind because he would get so angry. I do believe that the thoughts went through his
You
mind
can't say
because
that.
you can't be that. Yes, I absolutely can't say that because
Bro,
No.
you can't absolutely because you can't be that specific in your
if you're
song, in your
So he can't.
music,
So he can't
unless you
be.
go
So
ahead.
so so you're gonna tell me that he can't have an artistic brain. He can't have an artistic brain to come up with a story and just put it out there like that.
That specific, no,
Absolutely.
not
Come on,
without
bro.
not if you
Come
haven't
on,
envisioned
bro.
certain things. I'm flat out telling you, asking me a question,
Okay.
I'm giving you the
Okay.
answer.
I mean, you're entitled to. We're this is all opinions heard, right?
Yeah,
So all right, we're
absolutely.
all entitled to all opinion.
I agree with what
Personally,
Gabby's saying.
me knowing of hearing Eminem since from
Hmm, hmm.
1997, 1998, when Infinite album, I know what his style of music is, and I know what he's capable of with his tongue from a lyrical perspective.
Yeah, but what I'm
And
trying to say
that,
is
I mean, he came
that
out with the song
creativity,
"Stand."
that creativity that you're talking about, and that you're saying, I think because of the pain that he was going through with Kim, with
Mhm.
his mom, and all of that, that's what made his music great. Because he
Yeah.
used that pain to fuel him. And Gabby says it best. Gabby says, I think she was more dead to him mentally, if that makes sense. And
Perfect.
that's exactly
Yeah.
my point though.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my point.
So he's
What
not
that's what I'm
in
trying to say is I'm not saying
yeah.
that in his mind he actually was going to go ahead and kill Kim. It's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying in his mind, she was dead to him. She was gone. Like, I don't
He
want
said it a
nothing
few
to do
times.
with her.
Absolutely. He said it a few
Yeah.
times. Like he said the
And
BITCH is dead to me. Like he said it in interviews. He's said it a few times. So
yeah,
okay. From
a
that
lot of
perspective, I got you.
artists nowadays they have that emotion builds great
I
music.
mean, this guy
So
has killed his mother. He's killed his wife. He's
and it's the
killed Dr.
emotions.
Dre. He stuck Dr. Dre in the basement. He's freaking double taped Dr. Dre. Like this guy is in his the shit that goes to his brain is very not for an artist, for a hip hop artist. You haven't heard anything like this, and this is what makes him special. Like Eminem is not. It's like that one in a million rappers that once he's gone, it's like the Jordan of hip hop. That's from my perspective. To me, he's like the Jordan of hip hop.
Well, I mean, I think Jess Monroe says it best. Jess says he's a storyteller. That's what he is. He's a storyteller.
Yes,
he's a storyteller.
Absolutely.
Because like even when you listen to Stan, you know, you're driving like I that's one song I could literally say that song word for word. That's how, and it sticks. But even without seeing the actual video, because there's a music video out for it, you can picture that. You can picture it happening. The one about where he killed Kim. You can picture that. That's the crazy stuff is you can picture these things.
But you don't put words together like that to make a vision, to have the audience vision, to make a story, to paint a vision.
But he needs to see it himself to be able to paint that vision for others.
Bro.
So that's why
that artistry, bro.
And it comes through emotions. That's where the emotions come in. Again, like what we're saying, I don't think he felt that type of way to be able to commit it because he didn't. But you know, him mentally,
he was going through pain, and that pain is what fueled that. That's what fueled those songs, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like I'm not saying, I think June, I don't want you to think he's a murderer.
Nah, I misunderstood.
Yeah. He's not.
No. There's some truth to that
pain,
story,
to the pain part of it.
Okay, I got you. To the pain part of it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, think about look at even Guilty Conscience, right? Yeah. You know, like example. All right, Shady, you know, something, and then he's like, what? She slipped, fell, landed. Like,
there's a whole story.
There's some truth to what he's saying. They're like, okay, what's the explanation here for her cheating on you? Like, in that just Guilty Conscience alone, like, there is no explanation to that. Like, what she did was wrong, and then you have the two sides. One of them telling you to let it go, the other one saying to go. And if you think about their personalities at that time, yeah, M was the one that was just like the vicious. A lot about death, and then Dre was like the one that was trying to get him. No, take that pain and all that darkness that you have, and put it into this art that you have, this craft that you have, and that was what made him great. But I think my apologies, I kind of got off topic here, but it was just I think this was stuff that we needed to touch on. But so there's certain songs that you'll let your son listen to, but do you ever think down the road, let's say for example, 2 years from now, your son somehow gets a hold of these other Eminem tracks? Like, do you get concerned about that at all? Or no, you're not concerned at all?
No, because I know the relationship that I have with my son. If he gets a hold of these tracks or whatever, like he'll come and talk to me. He'll come ask me, what does he mean by this? What does it mean? What is it saying? So that's what I'll sit down. Like I'm telling you, me and my son, we talk like the way I'm talking to you. I don't talk to him like a baby. I talk to him like an adult. You know what I'm saying? And he talks to me, and we have a great, and I thank God for that. We have a great communication. Like he talks to me about everything. He talks to my wife more than me, but he talks to me about everything when it comes to hip hop. And I'm open. You ask the question, and I'm gonna answer it. I'm not gonna lie to him. I'm gonna tell him the truth.
As long as you have that communication.
Just recently, we was talking about Tupac. I'm explaining him the impact. The impact.
That was nice.
You see that? That's a double. You see that? The impact that Tupac. You see the impact that Tupac had in hip hop.
Sure.
So, I'm explaining. I was talking to him about that. We were talking about Biggie and explaining to him the impact that Biggie and Tupac, the East and West Coast War. And I mean, I didn't go in depth, but I explained to him that people have died for hip hop.
Yeah.
People have died over this, and he was shocked. He was like, "Wow, really?" And like. Yeah, I mean, these people died because they let the music and the beef lead to the music, and the beef and back and forth, and then
So okay, your son has also listened to 50, I assume, and all these other
50,
things.
50, not a lot of 50, but he has heard 50 like in the club and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You have a daughter. Let's say down the road, your daughter's 7, 8 years old. Is she listening to 50 in the club?
Yeah. Yeah, it's music, bro. She'll have questions. What's the question she's gonna have? What is the question that she's gonna have about that song?
What are the questions about that song?
What would be a question that you would think that an 8-year-old would have about that song?
I'd have
I
to
would
get the
ask.
lyrics out, but it's gonna be
Okay.
something specifically about the lyrics when he's talking about what he's doing in the club with,
Yeah, and I'll tell her
Yeah.
bottle of
exactly,
drugs.
exactly.
I'm into having. I ain't into making like that.
So yeah, I would. You're funny,
Daddy,
bro.
what's that? A 7 years old daughter. Daddy, what is making love? Like,
Yeah, but
what's the
understanding
difference?
that my 7-year-old is they're not really focusing on lyrics. They're not really focusing. They're listening to the song. They're listening to the beat. They're listening
Assuming
to.
that's the case.
Assuming that's the case, because
Yeah.
right now my son,
I give
he's
I
not.
give I give girls a lot more credit because girls tend to be a lot more alert. Like my
Then
daughter,
I
she is
agree.
alert.
Yeah,
She is on things. She notices the littlest of things and she will ask questions on it, So
me, I'm expect if I have a if and when I have a daughter, again, if she has questions, again, I'm gonna be open the same way I'm with my son. I'm not gonna, what I'm saying, there's probably certain differences that I'm gonna treat them different in, but when it comes to hip hop, it's an open floor, bro. It's an open floor. Like, 'cause I was born and bred in hip hop, and I love hip hop, and
sure.
it's something I'm passing on to my kids, and I feel like, hip hop stimulates the brain in a way that nothing else can, and that's just my
I feel like,
interpretation.
yeah, I
So
mean,
Gabe, what about you if you had a daughter? 7 years old. Is she listening to In the Club, 50 Cent?
hard to say. It's still certain.
The fact that he didn't say no, it's
It's
I
very
know. I
impressive.
mean, that's
That's very impressive. It's
that means
very
you're more
impressive.
open-minded than me. There's nothing wrong
Exactly.
with it. Be
Exactly.
more
There's
open-minded.
nothing wrong with
I know
that.
that I'm very
Absolutely nothing
close-minded.
wrong.
I just feel like it's very bad, yes, but look at the world we live in.
Hmm.
I'd rather her ask questions now than things happen and she
Yes.
meets somebody and find
Hmm.
those answers out by somebody else. And somebody else that could probably do some harm if she knows what those things mean now at the time. Like, if say she hits like 11 years old and she starts asking questions or something, she's
Hmm.
gonna try my best to fluff it up, to where it's not, but like it's nowadays you just gotta be. People are weird nowadays.
This is
So
an
So you
people
ugly
are
got
world
weird.
that we live in, bro. This is an
yeah.
ugly world that we live in.
He
Little
said
girls getting
people are weird.
abducted, and like it's a bad world, dude. Like I get I'm scared every day, dude. Every day I drop my daughter off in school. That is it's a
Yeah.
concern that I have,
Like,
and
I try to call I don't have kids, but my sister I have two nephews. So I call her every now and then, seeing how they're doing and everything like that. Just because, I mean, I got my little dog. She can, if anything, she defended me. So
she
I
will,
You
got
she
know,
will.
a lot of
so
these, people recite rhymes all day, bro. Just because they recite it doesn't mean they understand what is being said. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I have to listen when a new Eminem album comes out? Obviously, I'm the first in line to get it. And you know how many times if I find a song that I like, I gotta listen to a song of Eminem's like 10, 15 times to actually understand and depack the whole lyrical. Because with Eminem is the only artist that I do that with, that I actually like
Hmm.
break
Hmm.
down. I have to break down bars because there's a message in majority of his songs. In a good 80, 85% of his songs, there's a message in there. Whether he's dissing somebody subliminally, whether he's just talking about somebody, and it's a puzzle. You gotta just figure out
But
who he's
don't you
talking.
yeah.
think there's something about, and Gabby says today, I do think kids know way more than they should. Like, don't you
Agreed.
think there's
Yeah.
something about like letting kids be kids?
I love that, and I'm so
Like,
with
don't
that.
I think that we're the world we live in is like we're introducing kids to these other things too quickly sometimes.
And
Well,
yeah, I just feel
well,
like if you let your kids know about it to where they don't feel like they're gonna hide it, kids are not gonna act out less. They're gonna be more of
that's a
like a
good point.
good person growing up. Um, Compared to, like, say if you found out your daughter's listening to finds a hip hop thing, and then you
Mhm.
flip out on her, that down the
He's
line
gonna do it
could,
more.
like,
Exactly,
yeah,
right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you find out this sneaker, like the worst thing you could do is like really make it over, because then you're gonna lose that trust in that relationship, right?
yeah,
But that doesn't mean that me as the father, I want to try to avoid her from hearing those things at this point in time.
and
Again, I
that's
know there's
yeah,
going to come a time where, but yes, if it so happens that it was behind my back that it happened, yes, there's a different approach there. The approach is probably going to be, yo, Giselle, go ahead and handle that because I don't got the patience. I'm going to lose my mind. Probably that's going to be the But at the end of the day, like it's
So just because a
uh,
child is listening to hip hop doesn't
sure.
mean they can't grow up. You're not taking their childhood away. You know what I'm saying? Because they can actually like play hopscotch in the street and put a boombox. You know what I'm saying? Put a radio, or put some headphones on and
Hmm.
listening to. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop is just it's a culture. It's part of life. Hip hop is a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Rap is what you're listening to. So, you know, that's what I'm training my son. I'm trying to make my son
Sure.
understand that you're listening to hip hop, but the hip hop is a lifestyle. What they doing is rapping. This is the difference. You know what I'm saying? There's elements of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop consists of different elements, and rap is just one of them.
Yeah.
And again, I was brought up in that world, so me explaining it to him, he can understand and grow up. Like hip hop is so big. I think it's one of the biggest genres out there. You know what I'm saying? Next
Hmm.
to R&B and all that. But I think hip hop surpassed like the reach that hip hop has. So there's no getting
Yeah.
away from that. So me introducing him to that early, I think I'm doing him a favor in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because
Going
when
in
he
slowly, like he's like, my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like what you're
yeah.
doing, you're not letting him hear the vulgar, very nasty type of music, which is good because it's letting him know about that type of music. And then if it comes down to him somehow hearing it, like, oh, I heard this guy before. Let me, and then it comes to the questions that he asks you. At least you didn't hide it from him to where he's gonna think that he needs to hide the music from you.
Right.
I
So
guess
I'm
I
giving
guess
him a
I'm
head. I'm
still
giving
stuck
him a
on
head start.
I'm
So if
still
he
stuck
listens,
on having a daughter. And I guess, and again, this is just the example that I'm using, but there's other examples too, right? Is having my daughter, 9 years old, listening to In the Club.
Mhm.
I'm into having I ain't into making love. So come give me like, and I,
That's
I can't go
come
into
give
like,
me a hug.
yeah, but we don't
yeah,
want to get
Yeah. I'm not.
Facebook will
yeah.
shut us down in like two
Yeah.
seconds if we keep going. So, but
I
I'm
for
not
that
into. I'm into
for
making.
you
that,
get what I'm saying? Like that
yeah.
right there, I don't know. I feel like wow, I get what several people have said, not just Eugene. A couple people in the comments have also said it. Like, the kids may not
Like
listen
what
to the
Jess
lyrics.
said.
They may not, right? They may
Yeah.
like they may not listen to the lyrics. But what if that one time they do?
All right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw this out there.
Jess just commented something really good though, saying like
That
there's explicit and there's non-explicit.
Explicit version, absolutely, yeah,
So
absolutely.
so
if listen, I mean, and then even if you don't want to go into like the ones where they muff out or they replace words and things like that, there's some hip hop songs that don't just mainly focus on that type of stuff, so where you can still ease her into it, and
Hmm.
then time comes. Like I was just telling him, June, that it's just getting to know the artist if they find out the history. They find out the history. You get questions asked, but at least you didn't hide it from them to where they feel like they gotta hide it from you. And
as
so,
long as you don't have her listen to R. Kelly, you're fine, bro.
I believe I can fly. What you mean?
I'm just messing with you. But
it's
yeah,
just
so early
I
hip
mean, she
hop,
has
bro.
listened to that because she likes Space Jam, so that's
Yeah,
a problem in
I'm just
itself.
messing with you. But listening to hip hop early, bro, and it just depends on what you like. For example, my son, if he would have told me I want to listen to the song Kim by
Sure.
Eminem, I would have been like, "You're not ready for that. You're not ready for
Okay.
that right now."
Okay.
He would have said, "Why not?" I was like, "Because there's some stuff in there that right now at this age, you're not gonna understand.
Hmm.
When can I listen to it? In a couple of years, maybe a couple of years. If you want to listen to it, you'll bring it back up to me, and I'll gladly put it on, and we can sit down and listen to it together, and I can break down the bars for you." Bars? What bars? So now it leads to me explaining to him what a bar is, what a lyric is, what you know what I'm saying. So I changed the subject and in a classy way.
yeah.
You
And
know
then
what I'm saying?
again, yeah, and then
Yeah.
I
So that
want
way, they don't realize what you're trying. I get it. I follow
yeah.
you.
You see what I'm
By the way,
saying?
that's right, Chris. That's right, Chris. Kid pop all day. I'm with you on that one.
Kid pop.
Oh,
That's
and then
Kid pop.
I like
but
that. I like that.
another
My
thing
son
too
listens
is
to that
like,
too. So
yeah, it's like there's hip hop isn't the only genre of music that does this type of stuff. You would see you can see it in a lot of other music.
Absolutely.
So it's just I
I
feel like
mean, voice to men. I'll make love to you. Like you want me? Like think about it, dude. Like, are you
yeah. So
serious?
it's just like if
Yeah.
they're already like if they're hit
by the way, my
if
son listens to
they're
Boys to Men
questioning some
too.
things.
My
My
son,
daughter listens to Boys to Men, but only
my
certain
wife,
songs, right?
my
Certain
wife,
songs. That's
my
Yeah.
wife loves. She
yeah.
loves the Boys to Men. She loves her Backstreet Boys. She loves her NSYNC and all that. Like Boys to Men though. Let's get back to that. Like he listens to that song. I'll make love to you. That like he listens to that, but does he understand what they're saying? No, he doesn't understand. If he asks us questions, I'd be like, "Oh, they're not saying nothing. Just play it off." Because you're not gonna sit there and explain to them the difference between making love and having and actually F-U-C-K, right? So you're not gonna explain to them you're not gonna sit there and explain to an 8-year-old the difference of that because they're not gonna understand that concept.
That's my fear, though. Is
Right,
if
but
that question,
brush
like
it
I don't
off.
know, and again,
Brush it off.
for me, and I'm gonna apologize again to every female out there. I do not mean this in any way negative, but for me, I feel like that's such a difficult decision for me as a father to
Chris
sit down and
Jimenez said
have
it
with my
too.
daughter.
He said it's in
Oh
your blood.
yeah,
It's
You
in your
know, like
blood.
it's
yeah, like it's
that's
just it's tough because like my daughter's a daddy's girl. You look at her, she'll tell you that. My son, as much as he's only 8 months old right now, it's pretty clear he's a mama's boy. Like that's who he rocks with. Like he'll rock with me, he'll tolerate me, but when it comes to bedtime, nah, dad, don't be holding me. Give me to where I'm supposed to go, or whatever type of thing. So I think there's that connection, but when that day comes, I'm gonna be devastated. Like I'm probably gonna have to take like 2 months off of this show just so I can recover
So if
from it
your wife,
mentally.
if your daughter asks you to listen to in the club, right? And she says, "What's the difference between making love and having sex?" What are you gonna tell her?
that's when the birds and the bees come around. I don't know. Birds and bees don't. They
How
don't
old
come
is
into
your
like.
daughter? How's your daughter
Is
again?
my wife with me in the car?
How's your daughter right now? How old is she?
She's 9. Is my wife with me in the car?
Sure. Honey,
Yeah,
handle that.
take it.
I'm looking at her. Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at her. I'm 100% looking at her, dude. Like, what
You're
you
by
mean?
yourself. You're by yourself in the car.
Let me call your mom really quick, and then I'm gonna
She's
call
not
her.
picking up the phone.
Stop asking so many questions. Stop asking so many questions. Go back on your phone and go
See, right
go play a
there,
game
it's
or
gonna
something.
make her want to search it
No,
more.
I know.
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
I would probably smooth it out. I would
Try
probably,
to smooth it out.
yeah, I would
That's the
smooth it
best
out. But
way.
in all seriousness, like I'm just not. It's
I
for
get
me.
it.
It's very very difficult because that's my little girl, and this
I get
world
it.
is a danger place. And I also think Isabel says calling me a chicken, but that's true. I am.
You don't want to
Um,
break that
I
innocence.
think what makes it worse is me knowing the type of man that I was growing up too, right? Like that doesn't help because I'm a man, because I know how men can be. I know how my friends were. I know how I was. And I'll be like, it's not good, dude. Like it's not saying all men are like that because they're
No,
not,
yeah, but
but
it's
like
just
like
it's
right now, look, when I moved out here to Florida, like you saw me, if you'd see me when I lived up north, I had friends, I had boys all the time, people coming in, chilling. When my daughter was born, all of a sudden my circle went from like this big to like I can count my real friends in one hand.
Mhm.
I moved out here to Florida. You think I've made any friends since I've moved out here to Florida? Where like friends, when I say people that have come into my house, not a single friend has come to my house.
Understandable.
Not a single friend because I have my
Understandable.
daughter. Because I just don't trust people. I just don't
Understandable.
trust them.
it's
I'm with
yeah.
it.
And that's
I
why I
get
feel
it.
like it's a big thing. I mean, again, she's way too young at the moment to even think about that. But like when his questions start happening and
Yeah.
you just letting her know about it, it's gonna like this world is just ugh,
Who's the strong parent? Meaning, who your daughter runs to more for
My
questions? You
daughter
or
is
your mom?
my daughter is afraid of me, but my wife is the
Mm,
strong one. I just have to give a look, and it's like, oh my god, the end of the world is happening. Tears, waterworks all
gotcha.
happen. But as far as like who cracks the whip and stuff like that, yeah, that's my wife. I don't have to do that. I just give like if I hear them over there, I just have to say something, and then all of a sudden it's done
So she'll
and it's
talk to
resolved.
your wife more in
Yeah,
like if
yeah, yeah.
she
I mean,
does
they definitely like she's a daddy's girl, but with regards to like school and all that other stuff, yeah, like you could tell.
like if
Like,
something
what was it
happens
for
and she doesn't
Valentine's
want to
Day?
tell you.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day, she came with a bunch of like chocolates and all of that, and I'm like, who gave that to you? And I was asking how many boys gave it to you and all this other stuff, and she was shook. She was looking at her mom like, oh my god, like, but that I didn't have a choice. The class had to do it and all that stuff, and
That's
so
cute.
yeah, she was shook.
That's
She was
cute.
shook.
Yeah, my son talks to my wife more than he talks to me because it depends on the topic though. Like my
Yeah.
son knows he can come to me for. He comes to me for man stuff, like hip hop and you know
Why
basketball,
why 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 hip hop got to be only
karate.
man stuff? Why hip hop
Because
got to only be man stuff?
right?
Women know hip
Hold
hop.
on.
my wife,
Right?
my
Eve,
wife, my wife is not
Foxy.
my wife is not deep into hip hop like I am.
Nah, I'm
She
messing
doesn't
with you, dude.
understand it,
I'm messing
But
with you.
yeah, man, it's all subjective and it's all how you want to raise your kid and this and this. It's a trial and error. It's
Nah,
a
I
trial
feel
and
you.
error.
Absolutely, and none of us are gonna be perfect, and I think that's kind of what
That's
makes
it.
the best parents. Those that realize we gonna make mistakes. It's not gonna be perfect. There's gonna be bumps in the road. So I
That's
actually
it.
like this was a really enjoyable show because it was a lot more lighthearted. Yeah, that doesn't mean we won't ever touch on difficult topics. We absolutely will. But it's also good to kind of have some of these and just a great conversation. All of you in the chat, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Audia, Gabby, Jess, Chris, all of you. I mean, I just thank you for the continued support. I mean, I think we hit 5,000 views on YouTube the last episode. I hope
Mhm.
we can get somewhere near that again. But doing this live, it's always a challenge because you just never know like what is the right time to do it. But whenever you get this kind of interaction, it really makes it fun. So to all you parents out there, again, like Gabby says, we got this. We all got this. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I would never tell somebody else how to parent. That's not my place. That's
Yeah.
not my position. You do what you feel in your heart is best, is all I can say. And as long as you're trying your best, you know what? That's all as a parent that we can do. So, yeah. Other than that, unless you gentlemen have anything else, thank you. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. We will be back in 2 weeks from now.
I think I'm
Yeah,
good.
man.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
make sure
I think we're good.
whenever you hear story time, just make sure you guys grab something because June can go.
Yeah, especially when it's about hip hop. When it's about hip hop, I love hip hop stories, and I have a bunch of them, bro. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
hip
and
hop
he
enthusiasts,
will
man.
talk all day about it too.
Got questions, man. If I don't have the answers, I'll find them. You know what I'm saying?
Man, about
Or
the
yeah, I'm telling you, if I don't have the answer, I'll find them. I'll find
uh,
them. I love
on
hip hop
that
stories, man. I should
on
have been a
that
hip hop
note,
enthusiast, but
you
all
see, look at
right.
it. He's still going. He won't
yeah,
let me
you
end the
see,
show.
Yeah, man.
look
Oh,
at
I got
that.
another story, yo. By the way, no, I'm
All
just
right.
joking. I'm just
You
joking.
all
I'm
have
just
a good
joking.
one. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Be safe. We out of here. Peace. We're gonna pay some bills before we go.
Hey, it's Izzy from Mom and Pop Scent Shop, where we offer a safe alternative to candles through wax and warmers that provide long lasting fragrances minus the flame, soot, smoke, and toxins. Our warmers are backed by a lifetime warranty against electrical and manufacturer defects, and our wax is like no other. The best part? You can get most of our products for free and half price. Just ask me how. 863-257-8818. But don't take my word for it. Here's Ashley.
Scentsi's wax warmers are so cute. There's literally something for everyone, and their wax bars last longer than any other brand I've tried.
Hey, it's Gigi with Gigi's Customs, where you can get your t-shirts, tote bags, budget binders, cups, and notebooks customized any way you'd like them. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. You can find me at Gigi's Customs on Facebook, spelled GIGI''S Customs, or contact me through my email, gabbyscricket@gmail.com, spelled GABBYSCRICUT@gmail.com.
Thank you for tuning in to the Hear You Out podcast, where every opinion is heard and never judged. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a comment. If you really want more opinions, follow us on Facebook at Hear You Out Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter at Hear You Out Pod. Want us to cover a specific topic? Send us a message on our site at hearyououtpodcast.com or email us at contactus@hearyououtpodcast.com. Until next time, remember, you don't have to agree on everything to coexist.